Well, it's a good question. I think that two very successful countries, two countries that are very passionate about cricket as well, and the performance of our team. So I'm really, it's hard to compare because obviously one is the traditional game of Test cricket and the grind over 5 days, wherever it is, whether it's Australia or India, that mental battle day to day. I think that the one-day game is a little bit more of a skill based just on the day. Obviously, if a couple of players in your team have a day out, that goes a long way to winning the game. So, but the rivalry is definitely there 100%. It's not a case of that being any less important or being taken any less lightly because it's a one day or a T20 or a Test match. Well, that's what we're going to work out over the next month or so, sitting down and really drilling into numbers, how we feel as though the game is going to head over the next couple of years, what we need to do as a team. So there's obviously a lot of youngsters around who've performed really well. I mean, look at Cameron Green. I know Painey was talking about him last week and his rise and the dominance that he's had in state cricket over the last 12 months in particular as for such a young guy. I think that potential is huge. Then you got young batters, Josh Philippe and these guys who I think what's really important about them, or Josh in particular, that he dominated a Big Bash final. I think it's great when young players in particular perform well in big games. It shows that there's a real something about him, as well as the natural flair and talent that he's got. But then you've got other guys that I can't wait to see back up and firing. Jai Richardson, I mean, he's as exciting young fast bowler as there is going around when he's firing. And having his shoulder redone again, I think will be a good thing for him in the long run. It probably doesn't feel like it when you're going through all your rehab again. But there's guys like that they just bring an excitement factor to the team or to the game. I mean, you turn on the TV to watch guys take the game on and bowl fast and swing it. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of players that we'll talk about and go through and sort of map out our plan to 2023 for the 50 over 1. And it's probably slightly different to the T20. We've had a bit more of a settled side over the last probably 18 months or 2 years in that space, and a really probably consistent style that we've played. So that makes it a little bit clearer with where we're going, and we're building up to October, November, when the T20 is planned. Whether that goes ahead, well, obviously we'll have to wait and see over the next couple of weeks or couple of months. But so we've already done all that planning, and we feel as though we're in a pretty good space in that format. Yeah, I think that's the balance, isn't it? Trying to manage the Big Bash schedule with the international schedule, and guys that are playing across 3 formats, it's so tough. I mean, for you to try and find time for Smith, Warner, Cummins, Stark, even Josh Hazlewood, like these guys, to find time for them to have enough break to mentally refresh so that they're at their absolute best when they're playing for Australia is so important as well. So finding that balance of the schedule and having been in 1 or 2 of the, I think maybe 2 of the schedule, the fixturing and stuff like that, the smallest impact or the smallest change has a huge impact down the line the whole way. And that's something I didn't understand until I was in these meetings, and you talk about pushing a Shield game forward 1 day or back a day, but then the roll-on impact of that is so huge down the line that it's so hard, and I don't have the answer for you on that one, mate. But obviously, having everyone available for the entire tournament would be the ultimate goal. But having guys mentally fresh, physically fresh, being able to have enough time to recover and get away from the game in between a packed international schedule is as important, in my opinion. For if you're depriving Steve Smith of 2 extra years of his career because he's literally playing or training every day, then I think that we're all going to be worse off as cricket lovers in the end. So finding that delicate balance is the most important thing. I mean, he's been in leadership roles for a while. He's been around the England side. He's a great player. He's got the respect of their group. I know that for sure. So I'm sure that he'll do it in his own way. And wish Joe all the best with the birth of his child. I mean, that's exciting as well. So he'll be fine. He's a great player. people do it very different ways wherever you go around the world. Every captain's different, so he'll find what works for him. We haven't talked about it as a group, to be honest, mate. We haven't caught up as a main group for about 3 weeks on a group conference call. I think that's going to be planned over the next week. So there'll be more discussion, and that'll come up, no doubt. It's obviously been a huge issue and something that we're all, whatever way that we can support it, I think that's important. That there's equality in everything, not just sport, and we're in a world where we probably get a little bit more exposure than a lot of other people. So I think the stand, it's going to be an important one. It's obviously been a huge topic recently in Australia and worldwide. So there'll be something, no doubt.